It's Weenie Wheels Wednesday, and these are my last 2022 pickups for the year. Let's go. Okay, it's been a struggling year for Hot Wheels. I guess every year really is, but there were cases that I didn't see at all. Maybe they will show up later, but that's not assurance. Like, I don't know if some like dollar stores will get older cases. That seems to be the case. And over the years, the past few months, we haven't seen much anything. I don't know, maybe I can count on my grocery store. This case, most of the stuff from this case looks like it's the B case. I didn't watch any videos on B case. Well, it's good that one fell, that doesn't count. Maybe it's the C case. From what I'm seeing, it looked like the B case. This was at a grocery store. Most of these things do look like they're from the B case. This is my introduction to 2023. So it seems like I will be collecting a few series. I don't know, maybe I need to stop with the Hot Wheels because it's stressful and I don't know if I can complete my series, especially if there's a treasure hunt in one of the series, depending on the case availability. But nonetheless, this is my first introduction to the 2023 case, and let's see what I'm interested in getting. Yeah, so the B case would have had another 80s car, and there were only two. I'm not very excited about this one, but it's an 87 Ford Sierra. I don't really like the deco on it, but this one's pretty nice. The Mustang, right? The silvery, I love like an unpainted chrome car. So, I mean, maybe the third one is pretty cool too. It's like, I don't know. We'll have to wait until I get that. And then another series that I will be collecting this year, which I saw this. I haven't bought any cupcake cars yet, but when I had seen these two, I knew I wanted to get this Jello mold car, and I knew I wanted to get the Quick Bite. Is that what they're calling that one? Yeah. I always tend to get all of the street vendor trucks. I don't know why. I just think that they're cool. So I had those two, and I said, oh, that's from the same series. I guess I have to get that too. And I always did want to collect the cupcakes, but it became too overwhelming. I don't really love the design. Colors are great on this one. And if I'm going to collect the mini series, this is pretty cool. There's only 4 or 5 in this collection. There are 10 to get in the 80s collection. I'm underwhelmed though by the first 2 that I found. And something that I'm super excited for is that there's the first Brick Riders collection. So I have always been collecting the Brick Riders. They're usually found in this Experimotors. They usually group them into this. But this time we're getting 5 of them. I think that means that we'll be getting a new design, because I think there's only 4 different designs to date of these ones. So usually when they recolor, they'll just, expand it. They'll just call it 2 out of 5, but they'll give it a color. And then sometimes you get like 10 or more out of a wave. So yeah, I'm excited to add all of those to my collection. Look, I have that right here. Some of the open ones. I have 4 more that are 2 different styles that I don't have opened yet. But that should be in an upcoming video. I should do that next. Well, maybe I have to wait now until I get the rest of these. Yeah, I really like the 80s colors on those two though. Crazy designs, love it. And then the last 2 Hot Wheels that I got were this other Knight Rider car. So they call it a kit concept. I think they recolored it. I think it was all black. in the first two releases of this. I mean, the concept one, there's two, but there's two different designs. One's in like some kind of speed mode or something like that, and this one's called Concept. I think it was solid black. I don't think this is a duplicate. Mario Kart, there's also a red wagon that I didn't see, so that's why I don't really know what case this is. I want the red wagon. What is the other one that I mentioned? Whatever the other one I just mentioned, I always get these blueprint cars. I don't know how far these go back, but every time I find one, I get one. I guess it's that's probably how I should be collecting, and not having to find these whole mini-series, because that's where the stress comes from, especially when the cases aren't showing up. Hey, Brian and Veronica sent me this one. It was a treasure hunt. I thought I didn't have it. I actually do have this one, but like I said in that video, every treasure hunt I ever find, I'm going to buy. I mean, maybe that's not true. Sometimes I find like 10 of them, and then I don't. But here's an example, which is something else that I don't understand, because the amount of cases. The case that this came in was one that we got so many of, and I saw so many of these cases, and I opened so many of these cases, and at first they were rare, and there was the one red car in it that I wanted to get, and I never found it. But recently, at only the Dollarama, I have found these face forward out on the page. Oh no, my email. Sorry, that's my email, not your email. Let me close that. I thought I closed that. Okay. So I don't understand. Okay, one store had one of these, and I thought, oh man, I'm just lucky. It must be really rare. Because the one weird thing, every time I would find cases of these, of this wave, I wish I could remember what letter it was. Maybe they don't have letters, so you can't tell. Anyway, when I would look inside, it was all the same cars, the same ones. Oh, that's something else that I don't know. I don't know if Matchbox repeated cars for the first time this year, because I seem to find older cars in I've seemed to see double the same car in older cases, and they usually didn't do that. One case would just have the same cars, and then they would not repeat their cars. But I think they might have repeated their cars this year. But maybe I'm completely wrong on that. Anyway, Dollarama, found one of these. It was right out front. I was like, whoa. I didn't even know what case that was in. I had never seen one, and I had seen so many. I didn't even bother looking through these ones when I saw them originally at Dollarama. First, because they're so expensive at Dollarama, and then secondly, because I had seen so many cases and I'd never seen a super chase in it. And then I went across the street the next day at my store, the one that's closest to me, and at that Dollarama I saw one of them again. I went, wow. And then I looked through them and I found two more, and I'm like, what's going on? How? And they didn't even have that many out. They only had like a case worth of Matchbox out. So I don't know if these are the end of the packs and they just shoved all of the extra super chases that they had. I think this one is supposed to be really rare, and it must be really rare because I'd never seen it at any of the stores. I'm confused. Anyway, I bought all of the ones that I found. It's a really cool looking car too. It's a Porsche 911. And the deco on it's awesome, and it does match the other super chases, I think. I'll have to put those together. Maybe I have one here, actually, because I do have my Matchbox. I guess I could show you the Matchbox that I have from this year. It was a bad year for Matchbox too. I don't know. Last year I collected the whole series. This year I was very selective of that. I think I do have the chases here. I guess I'll pull them out and I'll show you the ones that I got. Oh yeah, there's just something I never done. I just chose 2 Dodges from the Dodge collection of 8 2, 4, 6, 7. What? 7? That doesn't even make sense. Why would they have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I've never seen a series that only had 7 in it. It says 12. I guess they're just highlighting 7 on the back. Anyway, I just chose 2. 2 of the ones that I like the most. That was odd for me to do. And some black numbers, those bottom 2 more modern cars that I wouldn't normally buy, but I don't know, I have a hard time turning down cars in black solid cars. And then of course I always buy all of the retro ones. There's some pretty sweet ones there. And yeah, this is Matchbox in review, and more retros that I love. And then there were some, lots of cute cars. Those 2 look so much the same, but they're not, and they came out in the same case. And then there's an El Camino. I think the El Camino is the 3rd one in the 80s series from. I think that one's an El Camino. Could be mistaken. More retro, and real vintage retro. Love to collect those. I love the utilitarian. Those are in the other box. Okay, and then these retro and like ancient retro and black. Such a great selection there. They had lots of black ones, lots of black retros and navy blue, and then another great Dodge there, but just in the main line. And then I think I split up the classics with the utilitarian. Oh, I see the treasure nuts right now. Okay, yeah, I thought this might be the case. And these are in white, and this one is in black. So those are all the Super Chases. These weren't so... maybe they were? I don't know. I know that the first one, they had 1 in every case, so it wasn't really a Super Chase, because lots of cars, they had just 1 in every case. But maybe the second one was a little more rare. And then this year we have the Porsche 911. Were there 2 chases? I don't know. Maybe one of these is from 2021 and then 2022 and 2020. Well, 2 of them say 2021, and the new one, which the back of the card was a different color too, which I thought was kind of unusual. The 2020 Corvette was from 2021. They all have, this one has 2022 written on it. I'm gonna have to Google that and find out about those, but cool. They're my Matchbox Super Chases. That was a new phenomenon that they started last year, this year, last year. You know, it's all a blur. And then here's just one that I have to figure out what box to put in, because it's from a random year. Some little freaky utilitarians. I got 2 of these because they had different tops, but anything Jeepy I want for sure. Oh yeah, the B case was also supposed to have a Jeep, and I didn't see that in the cars either. Okay, and there's more Jeepy Jeeps. Love a Jeep. That reminds me of this pack. I thought I was going to open up this pack today, but I guess not. I keep putting that off. Look how cool that. Very rare do I find one of these 5-packs that I want. I love every car in it. Then they had this weird random Mercedes Jeepy Jeep in there. And then another Jeepy Jeep. A real Jeep. Oh, and I got another one of those just because the card was special. I don't know what's up with that different card. I don't know why they did that. And then the shell utilitarian. And then, these vans, just like in Hot Wheels. I have to get all the Matchbox food trucks and vans. And then this is what I found for the Parks and Rec this year. Hopefully that there were just only 2, and I got them all. I love collecting those too, but I know that they've been around for a long time, long before I was collecting. Anyway, so that's kind of a year in review. Not really, and the upcoming, there's at least 3 sublines I'm collecting. Sweet Rides, which is a cute series, the 80s ones, and the Brick Rides, for sure. Alright, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next week. I made a horrible mess. I was really excited for this one. I think it comes in another color. I think people have already seen it. It's translucent. It looks like a Jell-O mold car. Is that my favorite pickup? Crazy? No. I'm really happy with these, though. I paid a bit more at the grocery store because I don't know when or why. Those are so silly, but that's kind of what I like. Yeah. Those are my favorite, for sure.